The 2004 McDonald's All-American Girls Game is the best class I've covered thus far. There are at least 2 Hall of Famers in the mix and several top collegiate players. As always, before we dive in, I want to make a quick note. I'm going to refer to everyone by their maiden name just to keep tracking a bit easier. With that said, let's take a look back at every player from the 2004 McDonald's All-American Girls Game. Matee Ajavon. Ajavon immigrated to the US with her family when she was young and became a top hooper while playing high school ball in New Jersey. She signed with Rutgers for college ball to play alongside fellow McDonald's All-American Essence Carson and was an instant starter. Ajavon averaged 12.4 points, 3 rebounds, 3.5 assists, and 2 steals a night to win the Big East Freshman of the Year. Her numbers hovered around there for the next 4 seasons, helping her make 2 first-team All-Big East teams and consistently keeping the Scarlet Knights in the NCAA tournament as a top-ranked team. Under her leadership, Rutgers even made the national title game in 2007, losing to Tennessee. That same summer, Ajavon won a gold medal at the 2007 Pan American Games. The Houston Comets picked her 5th overall in the 2008 draft. She came off the bench to average 8 points a night and made the All-Rookie team. The next year, Ajavon was selected by the Mystics in the dispersal draft after the Comets folded. She continued to grow as a player, peaking in 2011 with 15 points, 3 assists, and nearly 2 steals a night to finish in second for Most Improved Player. She did 2 more seasons in Washington, regressing slightly before joining Atlanta in 2014. Ajavon finished out her career with 4 more seasons with the Dream, mostly coming off the bench. Throughout her career, she also played quite a bit overseas, mostly in Turkey. She retired in 2017 and spent the last few years working for Nike. Nicky Anosike. Anosike was one of 5 players from this team to sign with Tennessee. The 6'4" big gave the Vols about 7 points and 6 rebounds over her 4-year career, helping Tennessee win back-to-back national titles in 2007 and 2008. She joined Ajavon on that 2007 Pan American team, winning a gold medal. The Lynx picked her in the 2nd round of the 2008 draft. She was instantly a defensive presence, finishing in 4th for DPOY voting as a rookie with 9 points, 7 boards, 2 steals, and 1 block a night. She boosted her scoring to 13 in year 2 to make the All-Star team and All-Defensive squad. Unfortunately, she was unable to continue that momentum. While still a solid defender in year 3, her scoring dropped to 9 a night, and she was traded to the Mystics ahead of the 2012 season. She spent another mediocre year there before being traded to the Sparks, where she only suited up for 13 games across the regular season and playoffs. Anosike retired after the season and joined the Vols as a graduate assistant in 2018. She was coaching high school ball in 2020, but had a complicated pregnancy, and she eventually left that position to start working as the athletic director for Girls Inc. in Tennessee. She's not the only ball player in her family either. Her younger brother OD played college ball at Siena and spent more than a decade playing overseas. As of 2025, he's playing pro ball in Turkey. Chante Black. Black was born in Texas, but had moved to North Carolina by the time she was playing high school ball. The 6'5" center joined Duke for college. During her first 2 seasons, Black was putting up solid numbers in the front court alongside 2003 McDonald's All-American Allison Bales. Unfortunately, a preseason injury in 2007 kept her out of that entire season. She came back in 2008 to establish herself as an All-ACC player with 14 points, 7 rebounds, and 2.3 blocks a night. Black did more of the same as a senior, winning the ACC Defensive Player of the Year award and making the 3rd-team All-American roster. The Suns picked her 10th overall in the 2009 WNBA draft. She spent 5 years in the league, jumping between Connecticut, Tulsa, and San Antonio, but her continued back injuries kept her from ever being as effective in the pros. She left the league after the 2013 season and briefly played in Australia before hanging them up in 2017. From her limited online presence, it looks like she's living a normal life as of 2025. Essence Carson. Carson was a star basketball player, but also made All-State in volleyball and won a state championship in the 400 meters during her senior season. As mentioned, she joined Ajavon at Rutgers for college. She quickly grew into a defensive star, winning the Big East Defensive Player of the Year 3 straight times from 06 to 08. By 2007, she was also a double-digit scorer and helped Rutgers make several NCAA tourney runs. The Liberty picked her 7th overall in the 2008 draft. Carson was a solid WNBA player from the jump and continued to improve over her first 4 years before making the All-Star team in 2011 despite mostly coming off the bench. She spent 8 seasons in New York, averaging double-digit points in about half of those seasons. In 2016, she signed with the Sparks and started most of the team's games that season, helping them win a title. Carson spent 2 more years with the Sparks before ending her career with a year in Phoenix and one last season split between the Mystics and Sun. She retired in 2020 and focused on her other love, music. In 2013, she released her first album called Broken Diary. She released a mixtape in 2016 that she self-produced and wrote, and is working as the head of a label as of 2025. Quianna Chaney. Chaney joined LSU for college ball, joining fellow McDonald's All-Americans Sylvia Fowles and Erica White. She had a relatively slow start, averaging just 5 points as a freshman, but Chaney established herself as one of the best long-range shooters in Tigers history. She peaked as a senior with 14 points a night, while making nearly 40% of her almost 7 3-point attempts a game, as LSU made its 4th straight Final Four with her in the mix. When she left school in 08, she was 2nd all-time in threes attempted and made. The Sky picked her in the 2nd round of the 2008 draft. In her lone season in the WNBA, she averaged 2.4 points. She did play a bit overseas in Turkey and France, but decided to move into coaching in 2017. Chaney spent 7 seasons coaching at the high school level and recently joined the Grambling State's women's staff for the 2026 season as an assistant. Kristen Forristall. First of all, apologies if I've mispronounced that name. I couldn't find a good source online. Forristall joined the Oregon Ducks for college. She spent 2 seasons with the basketball team, giving Oregon solid minutes off the bench, but didn't really get along with head coach Bev Smith. That caused her to leave the program in 2007, but she did not stop playing sports for the university. Instead, she joined the volleyball team for 2 seasons, giving the team a 6'2" middle blocker with great size. After graduating, she spent a year with the program as a coach before joining Penn's staff in 2011. After 3 years, she became a classroom teacher. In 2019, she became an associate principal at a high school, but left that job in 2022 to become the Oregon State Director for the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Sylvia Fowles. As mentioned, Fowles joined Chaney at LSU, helping the team to 4 straight Final Fours. The 6'6" big played a much larger part in the Tigers getting there, though. From the jump, she was a force, averaging 12 points, 9 boards, and 3 blocks a night to win the SEC 6th Woman of the Year award. She only improved from there. Over the next 3 years, she averaged 17 points, 12 rebounds, 1 steal, and 2 blocks a night. She was a 3-time All-American and the 2008 SEC Defensive Player and Player of the Year. The Chicago Sky picked her 2nd overall in 2008, and she didn't really slow down. She was instantly an all-defensive player during her rookie season in the WNBA with 10.5 points, 7.5 rebounds, 1 steal, and 2 blocks a night. Over 7 seasons in Chicago, she made 3 All-Star teams, 4 All-WNBA teams, and won 2 Defensive Player of the Year trophies, while averaging 16 points, 10 rebounds, and 2 blocks a game. In 2015, Fowles decided to leave the Sky and sat out the first half of the season until the team traded her to Minnesota. In 8 years with the Lynx, Fowles added 5 more All-Star nods, 4 more All-WNBA teams, 2 more DPOYs, and won the WNBA MVP in 2017. She also led the Lynx to titles in 2015 and 2017, winning Finals MVP both seasons. In addition to her prolific WNBA career, Fowles dominated overseas, winning 2 titles in China, 3 in Turkey, and 2 EuroLeague championships. She also helped Team USA win 4 gold medals at the Olympics. And if that wasn't impressive enough, here's where it gets even wilder. After retiring in 2022, she moved her focus to mortuary science. She had started a program to earn her degree in 2015 and was working toward finishing her credits and taking her board exams as of 2025, with a plan to open her own funeral home. She is set to join the Hall of Fame in 2025 alongside Carmelo Anthony, Dwight Howard, Sue Bird, and Maya Moore. Alex Fuller. Fuller was one of the many players from this class to sign with Tennessee. She was never a star player with the Vols, but contributed to 2 title-winning teams in 07 and 08. She peaked as a senior with 7.5 points and 6 rebounds, but did not play professionally. Instead, she joined the Kansas staff as a graduate assistant in 2009. After a year with the team, she went to Middle Tennessee and worked her way up the ranks until becoming a head coach at Gardner-Webb in 2018. After leading that team to a Big South title in 2023, she became the head coach at Memphis, where she's coaching as of 2025. Darrice Griffin. Griffin joined Texas Tech for college ball. Unfortunately, she never got her footing after a solid freshman season due to various injuries, including an ACL tear. Instead, she focused on her academics and eventually took a job as the Associate Athletic Director for Columbia University in 2009. She's continued to work in higher ed for the last decade and is the Deputy Director for Athletics for the University of Georgia as of 2025. Laura Harper. Harper joined Maryland for college and averaged 13 points as a freshman. However, she only played in 9 games that season after tearing her ACL. She worked her way back into the lineup and led the Terps to a national title win in 2006, picking up the tournament's Most Outstanding Player award. Harper continued to play well through the next 2 years, averaging 12 points, 7.5 rebounds, and a hair under 2 blocks a night. The Monarchs picked her 10th overall in the 2008 draft. Over 2 seasons, she averaged 5 points and 4 boards, but further injuries limited her pro career. She did play overseas for a few years, spending time in Turkey, Italy, and Russia, before moving into a coaching career in 2013. She worked for several years as an assistant coach at the college level, before taking over as the head coach for Montverde Academy in 2020. Coppin State made her its head coach the next year, and she is the head coach at Towson University as of 2025. Alexis Hornbuckle. Hornbuckle was the MVP of the McDonald's game before joining the Tennessee Volunteers program. That means she won 2 titles during her career, and individually, Hornbuckle was a 3-time All-SEC player, averaging 10 points, 5 rebounds, and nearly 3 steals over her 4-year career. As of 2025, she still holds the record for most career steals for the Vols. The Shock picked her 4th overall in the 2008 draft. As a rookie, she led the league in steals with 2.3 a night, while giving Detroit 5.4 points and 4.1 rebounds. The Shock also won a title that year, giving her an NCAA championship and WNBA title in the same year. She moved with the franchise to Tulsa and continued to play well as a starter, though she never became a star. Hornbuckle was traded to the Lynx midway through the 2010 season and won a 2nd title with Minnesota in 2011. She then spent 2 years in Phoenix before retiring. As of 2025, she's working as a personal trainer and mental performance coach in Tennessee. She's also done quite a bit of podcasting work. Charde Houston. Houston went across the country to play college ball at UConn. She had a relatively up-and-down career, peaking as a junior with 12.5 points, 7 boards, and 2 steals a night. That said, she was always pretty solid and made one All-Big East team. The Lynx picked her in the 3rd round of the 2008 WNBA draft. She had a solid rookie season before exploding in year 2 to average 13 points and make the All-Star team. She picked up votes for 6th Woman of the Year the next season, and helped Minnesota win a title in 2011, though that was technically her worst statistical season. She then spent 2 years playing solid ball for Phoenix, before joining the Liberty in 2014 for one last season. Since leaving the game behind, she's mostly been working as a trainer, but she did do stunts in Space Jam 2: A New Legacy, so she might have a Hollywood career as women's basketball continues to gain popularity. Tasha Humphrey. Humphrey stayed in-state to play for the Georgia Bulldogs. She was an instant star with Georgia, averaging 19 points, 8.4 rebounds, 1 steal, and 1 block a night to win the SEC Freshman of the Year and Co-National Freshman of the Year. Humphrey built on that over the next 2 seasons, making back-to-back All-American teams. She also joined the 2007 Team USA squad for that Pan American gold medal. Her senior season wasn't quite as successful hardware-wise, but Humphrey averaged 18 points, 8.6 rebounds, 1 steal, and 1 block over her 4-year career. The Shock picked her 11th overall in the 2008 draft. She was solid as a rookie, but Detroit traded her to Washington midway through the season. She averaged 11 a night in a larger role with the Mystics, but her play dropped off in year 2. She was traded to the Lynx after 9 games and was out of the NBA after the season. Humphrey worked a normal job for a few years before joining the Liberty as a scout in 2015. She then became an athletic director in 2016 and a head coach at the high school level in 2023. As of 2025, she's working as a sports performance coach at a Georgia high school. Crystal Langhorne. Langhorne joined Harper at Maryland. She was the ACC Rookie of the Year behind 17 points and 11 boards a night. Langhorne dropped 17-9 during the Terps title-winning season in 06, also picking up her first of 3 straight All-American nods. As you'd expect from that previous sentence, she continued to dominate the ACC to the tune of 17 points and 9 rebounds across her 4-year career, picking up an ACC Player of the Year award in 2008 to cap her 3 All-American nods. The Mystics picked her 6th overall in the 2008 draft. She had a rough rookie season, but exploded in year 2, averaging 12 points and 8 boards to win the Most Improved Player award. She made her only All-WNBA team in 2010, behind 16 points and 10 boards. Langhorne spent 3 more years in Washington, making 2 All-Star teams, but was traded to the Seattle Storm in 2014. There, her scoring went down slightly, but she did win 2 titles in 2018 and 2020, sweeping her former team the Mystics for the latter win. Langhorne retired after the season and started working in a community engagement role for the Storm. As of 2025, she's still with the organization, leading the Force for Change group. Erlana Larkins. Larkins left Florida to play for the North Carolina Tar Heels. She averaged 15 points, 7 rebounds, 2 steals, and 1 block a night as a freshman. On the scoring front, that was her best season, but she remained remarkably consistent while bumping her rebounding up to nearly 10 a night as a junior and senior. She was named an All-American in both of those seasons and was on the 2007 USA squad that won a gold medal at the Pan Am Games. The Liberty picked her 14th overall in the 2008 draft. She averaged about 5 points and 3 rebounds off the bench before spending 3 years playing overseas. In 2012, she signed with the Fever and finished with votes for 6th Woman of the Year as the team won a WNBA title. Larkin spent 5 more seasons in Indy, giving the team solid minutes, mostly as a starting big. She joined the Lynx for the 2018 season, but was waived before the next season started. Larkins then started working as an assistant coach at North Carolina Central. She was there for 3 years and is working as a skills trainer as of 2025. Marscilla Packer. Packer had a slow start to her career at Ohio State, averaging 3 points off the bench during her freshman season. She improved quite a bit in year 2, dropping 11 points as a starter. Packer peaked as a senior with 15 points a night on an NCAA tournament team. The Mercury picked her in the 3rd round of the 2008 draft, but she never played in the WNBA. She's since earned her MBA and worked as an athletic director and in sales. As of 2025, Packer is working as the Dean of Students for an Ohio school district. Candace Parker. When Parker was growing up, her older brother Anthony was on his way to playing in the NBA after a successful career at Bradley. Her dad had also played at Iowa in the 70s, so she decided to focus on soccer at first to be different, but eventually began playing competitive basketball in the 8th grade. That turned out to be a good decision, as Parker became one of the most hyped high school basketball players at the time, winning back-to-back National High School Player of the Year awards as a junior and senior. After showing off her dunking ability at the McDonald's game, she joined the Tennessee Volunteers to start her college career. Unfortunately, things got off to a slow start, as Parker missed her first season after suffering an injury during Summer League. When she finally stepped on the court for the 2006 season, she quickly became a star, becoming the first woman to dunk in an NCAA tournament game. She was named the SEC Freshman of the Year and a second-team All-American behind 17 points, 8 boards, 3 assists, 1.6 steals, and 2.4 blocks a night. The next year, Ace was even better, with nearly 20 points, 10 boards, 2 steals, and 3 blocks a game, while leading the Vols to a title. She bumped her scoring up once again in 2008, dropping 21 points en route to a second championship. She ended her collegiate career as a 3-time All-American, a 2-time Wooden Award winner, a 1-time AP Player of the Year winner, a 1-time Naismith Award winner, and a 1-time Wade Trophy recipient. The Sparks picked her first overall in the 2008 draft, just one day after she won the NCAA title. That year, she also joined Team USA to win a gold medal at the Olympics. She was literally the best player in the WNBA from the jump, winning Rookie of the Year and MVP in the same season behind 18.5 points, 9.5 rebounds, 3.4 assists, and 2.3 blocks. That makes her the third person, man or woman, to win Rookie of the Year and MVP in the same season, joining Wilt Chamberlain and Wes Unseld. She also became just the second woman to dunk in a WNBA game that year. She missed some time in 2009 to give birth to her daughter, whom she had with former NBA player Sheldon Williams. Parker then dealt with a few injuries, limiting her to just 27 games between 2010 and 2011. She came back in 2012 to have another great season and won her second MVP in 2013. Parker continued to be one of the league's best throughout her 13 years in Los Angeles, finishing in the top 5 for MVP voting almost every season. In 2016, she finally captured a WNBA title, picking up Finals MVP. In 2021, she left the Sparks and joined the Sky. In her first season, Parker won her first DPOY award and helped the team win a championship. After 2 years in Chicago, Ace joined the Las Vegas Aces. Unfortunately, a foot fracture limited her to only 18 games, but the Aces did win a title, giving her 3 in her career. Parker retired in 2024 and joined Adidas as the brand's president of women's basketball. Over her 16-year career, Parker averaged 16 points, 8.5 rebounds, 4 assists, 1.3 steals, and 1.5 blocks. She is a 2-time MVP, 7-time All-Star, 10-time All-WNBA selection, 2-time blocks champ, 1-time assist champ, 3-time rebounding champ, and 1-time DPOY. In addition to her work with Adidas, Parker has been doing broadcasting work since 2018 and is set to join Prime Video as an analyst for the 2026 NBA and WNBA seasons. She is also a part owner of Angel FC, which plays in the National Women's Soccer League. Parker will, without a doubt, join the Hall of Fame as soon as she's eligible. Cissy Pierce. Pierce joined Stanford for college. Unfortunately, her style of play didn't mesh with the team, and Pierce received limited time over her 4-year career, averaging just 4 points a night. However, her basketball career didn't end there. She went to Germany to play professionally, leading the German league in scoring in 2010. Pierce continued to play well over the next several seasons before retiring in 2020. She was still in Germany at the time and began working on her MBA at the Frankfurt School of Finance and Management. She's seemingly still living and working in Germany as of 2025. Lindsey Pluimer. Pluimer joined UCLA and was a solid player from the jump, averaging 10 points and 6.4 boards as a freshman to make the Pac-10 All-Freshman team. She continued to grow as a player over the next 3 years, peaking at 15.5 points and 6 rebounds as a junior, though she did not make the first team All-Pac-10 until her senior season in 2008. The Mystics picked her in the second round of the 2008 draft, but she never played in the WNBA. Instead, she started a non-profit foundation called With My Own Two Hands, which focuses on providing children in Africa with water, food, and access to education. Wanisha Smith. Smith was born in Ohio, but played high school ball in Maryland. She then joined Duke for college, averaging 11 points and 4 assists to make the ACC All-Freshman team. She would hover around those numbers, but never surpass them over the next 3 years, posting 4-year averages of 9 points and 4 assists for a team that made 4 straight NCAA tournaments and 1 championship game in 2006. The Liberty picked her in the second round of the 2008 draft. Smith played in a single game, recording no stats. She then became an assistant at Longwood University in 2009. She's worked her way up the ranks over the last 15 years, moving to Towson in 2017 and Duke in 2019. She left her alma mater in 2022 to join Temple as the associate head coach, where she's still working as of 2025. Mel Thomas. Thomas joined UConn for college, and after an average freshman season, bumped her scoring up to 11 points a night as a sophomore. She continued to score well for the Huskies, but tore her ACL midway through her senior season. Thomas tried to get back on the court and make it to the WNBA, but she never played in the league. She did play a bit of pro ball in Ireland and Poland, before joining the Florida Gulf Coast staff in 2010 as the director of operations. She was there for 4 years and met her husband Joey Cantons, who was also working with the team. She's since followed him to several coaching jobs over the years. As of 2025, he is the head coach at a JUCO in Florida. Erica White. White played her college ball at LSU. As a freshman, she got limited playing time, averaging just 1.5 points a night. She bumped her scoring up to 5.6, but never became a star scorer. Instead, she played well as a distributor and perimeter defender, averaging 4 points and 2 steals per game and making the All-SEC team in 2008. Like Fowles and Chaney, she played in 4 straight Final Fours, but never got a win. The Comets picked her in the second round of the 2008 draft. She averaged 4 points off the bench for Houston and was picked by the Fever in the 2009 dispersal draft after the Comets folded. She was waived after 2 games and spent the next few years playing in Israel. She then started a coaching career at the University of North Florida. She's worked with SMU and Richland College, but appears to be searching for a new school as of 2025. Candice Wiggins. Wiggins was born in Baltimore, where her father Alan was playing Major League Baseball for the Orioles. The family moved to California, and when she was 3, she was hit by a car, nearly losing an eye. Sadly, her father died of AIDS the next year, but Wiggins soon turned to basketball. Her older brother Alan Jr. became a star high school player and played extensively overseas after graduating from the University of San Francisco. Candace followed in those footsteps, becoming a top high school player and signing to play with Stanford, which offered her scholarships for basketball and volleyball. She dropped 17.5 points, 5.4 rebounds, and 2.4 steals a night as a freshman, winning Co-National Freshman of the Year, the Pac-10 Player of the Year award, and making the All-American team. Wiggins kept dominating throughout her college career, winning 2 more Pac-10 Player of the Year awards and making 3 more All-American squads. She also picked up a Wade Trophy in 2008. Over her 4-year career, Wiggins averaged 19.2 points, 4.5 rebounds, 3.2 assists, and 2.1 steals a night. The Lynx picked her 3rd overall in the 2008 draft, and she won the 6th Woman of the Year award, behind nearly 16 points and 2 steals as a rookie. Her numbers dropped slightly in 2009, despite becoming a starter, but she was still pretty solid. Unfortunately, Wiggins ruptured her Achilles after 8 games in 2010, and she never regained her starting role in Minnesota. Still, the team improved, winning a title in 2011. Wiggins was traded to Tulsa in 2013, bringing her scoring back into double digits as she became a starter. She signed with the Sparks in 2014. Wiggins wrapped her career with one last season with the Liberty in 2015. After retiring in 2016, she started working as the director for the AAU in Los Angeles. She then became a head coach at Spire Academy in Ohio, where she's still working as of 2025. Shade Wiley-Gatewood. Wiley-Gatewood started her college career at Tennessee. She averaged 4 points a night as a freshman, but doubled that number in 06. Wiley-Gatewood actually decided to transfer midway through the season, which means she missed out on winning 2 championships as a junior and senior. Well, technically she missed 3 because she was on the Maryland team in 2007, which was coming off of an 06 title. She dropped 6 points a night for the Terps, but injuries limited her to just 22 games. Wiley-Gatewood missed the entire 08 season with injury. When she did come back in 2009, she continued to struggle with her knee and only scored 4.2 a night before another injury ended her season early. She quickly got into coaching at the youth level and has largely been coaching high school ball for the last 15 years. As of 2025, Wiley-Gatewood is the head coach at a San Diego high school and runs a player development program in the area. And that wraps up the 2004 McDonald's All-American team. I'll be back in a few weeks with the 2005 crew, but while you wait, why don't you check out this video about the 2003 squad.